like to mention and thank some special guests who are joining us this morning. City Manager Bob Cowell is here with us today, as is Gary Robertson from the Western Virginia Water Authority, Sam Burnett from ESA, and Neil McDonald from the organized medical staff at Carilion. In addition, Jeff Perry is here from Lawrence Perry and Associates, and Jim McAdam from Balzor and Associates. Thank you all very much for being here with us. Today's announcement represents a response to the voices of our community. We're excited to be able to offer our neighbors this news about access to high-quality clinical care to which they've grown accustomed. Now, it's my pleasure to welcome Carilion CEO and President Nancy Agee, who will share the details. Thank you.
Well, likewise, thank you all for being here. A special thanks to our board chair, James Hartley, for being here, and a special thank you for the board's great support and leadership. You can't know how much time and effort they spend really helping propel us, and we know it's a labor of love, so we really appreciate that. Thank you all for being here. It's such an exciting day. I have to tell you, we could hardly sleep last night. We were all laughing, talking to each other, because this is a really big step forward for our region. Today, we are embarking on a major expansion at Carilion Roanoke Memorial Hospital. Our new state-of-the-art facilities will match the extraordinary care that we've been attracting to our region, allowing us to continue to best serve our communities. This project will be part of a $1 billion capital investment plan over the next 7 years. The Roanoke Memorial Project, the construction itself, will exceed $300 million, and we expect the equipment and furnishings to be at least $200 million, for a total investment in this building of $500 million. We are excited to announce that this project will add 400,000 square feet to the facility, allowing us to address the growing needs of the more than 1 million individuals who we serve. It will be another key part of the momentum occurring in our area, known as the Roanoke Innovation Corridor. How much are we innovating? Well, take this investment I've just announced, and then include our growing relationship with Virginia Tech and Radford University. Collaboration is helping us shape the future. This comes as progress continues on the Virginia Tech Carilion Biomedical Research and School of Medicine. The Fralin Center itself is a construction project at Riverside Circle, and the recent $50 million gift from the Horace Fralin Charitable Trust and Cynthia and Haywood Fralin to Virginia Tech for the Fralin Biomedical Research Institute at VTC. All of this is evidence of real, definitive progress. The new buildings included in the expansion are truly exciting, and they're a visible demonstration of the growth and innovation in this region that we love to serve as healthcare professionals. But it's knowing what takes place inside our buildings that's truly exciting to me. The exceptional clinical care, the exceptional education, and the phenomenal research. The work of the extraordinarily talented medical, health sciences, and technology professionals on the Carilion team will continue to carry our community forward to even further innovative heights. Now, tons of work has been going on already as we planned this addition, and that's been ably led by our Chief Operating Officer, Steve Arner. So, in a few years, if this is a phenomenal success, thanks Steve and his team. If it's not, no, I'm kidding. Because we know it's going to be. And Steve, I'd love it if you'd come up and tell everyone about it.
Well, thank you, Nancy. This truly is an exciting time. Thanks to everyone for being here as well, and happy Hospital and Healthcare Week. So I'll briefly give a little insight on some of the history of how we came to this point and how we've made this decision, and then show the renderings of what we plan to build on this campus. So in 2015, Roanoke City Council approved rezoning of the Crystal Spring property. From that time, and even before then, we began forecasting demand for services, the trends in healthcare, and our current facilities. I'm going to show you briefly. This is Roanoke Memorial Hospital. We actually operate and have for some time at 100% occupancy. We're full all the time. And we've continued to look at ways to improve throughput and improve capacity. To give you a bird's eye view of this campus, this is how Roanoke Memorial Hospital looks from a bird's eye view of the multiple buildings that have been built over time and pieced together to make the wonderful hospital that we have today. Ready to see the renderings of the expansion? Yeah. What we're planning to do is we'll expand on the Crystal Spring property, as Nancy said, adding 400,000 square feet to this facility, making it one of the largest hospitals in Virginia. The Crystal Spring Tower will be on the property that currently have the tennis courts on them. There will be 2 to 3 floors of parking beneath the hospital. We will then add 6 to 7 floors of clinical care, including an expanded emergency department. Our emergency department will then have 95 beds. We will add a 40-bed observation unit onto the emergency department. We can talk more about that later. And then we're consolidating our cardiovascular services so that we can offer more in-depth and broader cardiovascular services to our region. This is a close-up rendering of what the new building will look like. And then you'll see a walkway bridge that's going across Jefferson Street. We plan to complete the campus with a new behavioral health building that currently sits across Jefferson Street. This is the walkway going across the street, and the new behavioral health psychiatry building that currently sits on the corner of McClanahan and Jefferson. We will then, after this building is built, we will then raise the current building that sits on that spot, and we will put a 550-bed parking garage. I know, and for some folks, that's the most important thing we're building. 550 spot parking garage. Sorry, we get used to talking about patient beds a lot. Thanks, Nancy. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Don Hallowell, our Chief Financial Officer, who's going to talk more about the financing.
Thank you, Steve, and welcome everyone. Thank you for being here today to share in our excitement. You can obviously tell from the smiles on faces across the room that we're very pleased to be able to share this news with you and with our communities today. As the largest private employer west of Richmond in the state of Virginia, and with local decision-making and management by our team and board, our financial responsibility and commitment to our region is one of our top priorities. The long-term capital plan, as Nancy alluded to earlier, over the next 7 years will amount to more than $1 billion of expenditures, and this will be spread across our region that we serve. It will include projects like the $15 million operating room renovation and expansion that's underway at Carilion Franklin Memorial Hospital currently, that will bring more specialized services to that region, as well as investment in ambulatory sites as we continue to focus on health and wellness, which actually can help keep people out of the hospital. And we will also continue to invest more heavily in our growing need for state-of-the-art technology. To give you perspective, we typically spend about $100 million a year on capital. As, again, locally managed, not-for-profit organization, these investments directly benefit our stakeholders, which are our patients and the community members across our region. Like any organization, Carilion spends time planning to meet short and long-term capital needs. Short-term needs are generally funded through current operations, whereas long-term needs are addressed through our savings, accumulated reserves. that we accumulate over time, as well as financing through bond issuances and our future operating earnings. Financing a project like this through a bond issuance is akin or similar to a home mortgage, though on a much larger scale, obviously. We will use money from our accumulated reserves as a quote-unquote down payment, as you would have with a mortgage, and can secure long-term financing in the form of bond issuances in coming years as needed to cover the cost of the entire project. From a financial standpoint, significant and deliberate planning has gone into the decision to pursue this expansion project. These decisions are made locally by our management team and board, and we consider not only the factors affecting Carilion at the local level, but also broader perspectives at the state and national level. Based on all these factors, we are confident that now is the right time for us to make this investment in order to meet the current and future needs of our communities. Along those lines, last week, Moody's Investor Service upgraded Carilion's bond rating to AA3 with a stable outlook, which reaffirms our organization's strong financial position. That positive upgrade, our stable operating margins over the past 5 years, and the recent expansion of Medicaid in Virginia all have helped to reduce the risk of taking on a project like this while continuing to commit to meeting our ongoing needs of our patients and our physicians and our staff. For more a look at the clinical benefits of the project, I'm pleased to turn the mic over to Dr. Patrice Weiss, Carilion's Chief Medical Officer.
All right. Thank you, Don. Well, and I'll echo a very warm good morning to everyone. And, you know, let's just have this up there where I speak. We have to make it bigger. This is where the, hang on one second. There we go. All right, there we go. Isn't that, I mean, that is just a great picture. So again, thank you, Don, and I share the excitement of being able to share with you the clinical perspective, and also appreciate all of you being here today. You know, the expansion of the Carilion Medical Center you heard about this morning really does mark years of careful planning. And while that planning centers on the physical facilities, the most important piece of all this goes beyond the bricks and the mortar. It's our team of providers and patients that drive our success and our clinical outcomes. More and more patients are traveling to Roanoke for our world-class cardiovascular care, and we consistently rank among the top 100 cardiovascular programs nationwide. Pulling all of those services and those high-tech, high-sought-after services together will make them easier for our patients to access. This expansion will also allow us to continue to attract top physicians, nursing, and healthcare talent. We're also excited to collaborate with the medical staff to make sure Carilion's clinical capabilities are met now and in the future. You know, we have one of the busiest emergency rooms in the Commonwealth. And in response, as you heard, this expansion also allows us to update and expand the specialized services in our emergency department. And we also have more patients traveling to Roanoke for our state-of-the-art cardiovascular care. Additionally, as a result, this expansion includes dedicated space to bring the Cardiovascular Institute and its world-class medical technology and equipment under one roof to heal hearts. The current behavioral health building serves patients in one of the older structures we still use for clinical care. The new surroundings will permit our dedicated psychiatry and behavioral medicine professionals to better heal minds. This all is truly great news for our patients who receive their health care in our community. We look forward to the start of the work of these clinical sites. We look forward to continuing to serve our mission, which is to improve the health of the communities that we serve. This project and our long-term capital plan will help our healthcare providers continue to build the region's reputation as leading healthcare hub.